Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of CRT that stands for Cody
And Rami.
Time. Of course, before this show starts, I did learn earlier this week that on the first, a very important manga illustrator died who came up with a lot of things that um, he was the father of a lot of stuff in my childhood. So,
Pioneer.
yeah. So, uh, Toriyama Sensei, omedetou. Congratulations for all that you did, and I sincerely am grateful for all the things you came up with, and I hope that now you can get some good rest.
Condolences to his family.
Mm-hmm.
And also, for me, as a massive wrestling fan, when you guys hear this, as most of you will know, because it's been 2 weeks now,
Uh,
or a week. Sting retired after 35 years of wrestling. Sting, I just want to say, on behalf of myself, thank
and
you.
me. I mean,
And, well, I didn't want to speak for you.
well, I mean,
Um,
dude, I've been watching Sting longer than you have.
okay, on behalf of both of us, congratulations, my friend. Thank you. Thank you for giving your body and giving us wonderful stories. I loved you in TNA. Cody watched you in WCW, so you could probably speak more to that. But
Yeah, all the times that I watched WCW in secret because I technically wasn't allowed to.
Sting, just thank you for being you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we will miss you, man. But enjoy your retirement. Enjoy time with your family, and condolences on the loss of your father.
All right, so now to get to the episode. Uh,
Oh, that's why we're here.
oh yeah. No, we aren't. So far, we aren't just going to make episodes of us just hanging out and shooting the shit. Even though, I mean, those might do all right if people like just hearing us talk, and it kind of works for different podcasts in general. Um,
I think that's what we're doing, kind of, but
but
not really.
so Rami,
Yes.
you are now experiencing some of the some stuff that I used to experience all the time as a teenager and still kind of experience off and on now, which is insomnia and a messed up sleep schedule. Are you not?
Y- yes, it's killing me.
I mean, so can you go ahead and speak a bit more about on what you mean about how it's killing you? Go ahead.
Okay. So, as most of you know, I've been 3 months sober, marijuana. Um, and it's been great.
Oh, that's
But the
great.
one reason, thank you. I didn't know Sly was here. I the one reason I didn't want to stop smoking, and I'm not gonna go off on a tangent about it, but like I knew that my sleep would be messed up, because I would smoke to go to sleep, and the last 3 months, but just lately I've been only getting like 4 to 5 hours of sleep. Like for instance, this is my weekend. Um, my days off from work are Thursday through Saturday, and yeah, well, I usually go to bed at midnight on the weekends, but I haven't been falling asleep till like 2 or 3 a.m. And if you say, "Oh boy, 3 a.m.," I'm gonna kill you. Uh,
Oh boy, 3 a.m.
I'm gonna kill you. Uh, um, but it's been rough, man. And Cody experienced this. I mean, I've seen it with Cody. I mean, for years. I feel like it's gotten better.
A
Like,
bit, yeah. Like I haven't had as many times where I'm like running off of 2 hours of sleep spread across like 3 or 4 days.
I remember when
Um,
you, I remember when you used to do that, and
yeah,
I would just look at you, and you were like a fucking zombie,
yeah.
and I could never understand why because I could always sleep good, and yeah, I feel your pain.
I mean, it was. It's mostly just brought on by mental stuff.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah,
mean,
and stress and
yeah,
anxiety and
yeah.
just all that fun stuff. It's no, but seriously, it's been hard to. This is mine. What I'm dealing with, the insomnia, and I'm not down. Like insomnia in general is hard. My
Mm-hmm.
my little sister Monica has it. Like, and there are some nights where she can't fall asleep till 5 a.m. Now, granted, she takes stuff to sleep and it works, but I've literally tried a lot of things and I can't get to sleep. And like the thought of man, if I could just smoke some weed right now, like even though I won't,
Mm.
like that has crossed my mind just because I haven't had to deal with this long term like you, and it's kicking my ass.
Well, I mean, and for me, a lot of the times, the reason why I'm staying up late is because I have chronic nightmares a lot of times. Like, and when I have these chronic nightmares, a lot of times they will last for like days to weeks to months at a time. And these chronic nightmares are so bad that anytime I sleep, I could sleep for half a day and I won't feel like I've slept at all.
It's
Uh,
true. I've talked to him. I can attest.
mm-hmm. And
Um,
it's because there's a difference between sleep and restful sleep. Like, so Rami, do you know why our bodies need sleep? By the way,
um, gonna take a shot in the dark here.
okay.
Uh, well, A, to kind of do maintenance, right?
Mm-hmm.
A- And B, I'm gonna say just to function.
Yep. So our brains, I do say this quite a lot, but our brains are biological supercomputers. Like, and they are constantly running.
Yep.
Uh, so you know as well as I do that when computers, well, maybe I know more than you, but if computers keep running at maximum output for days upon days upon days, they will burn themselves out
Yeah.
that much quicker. Like for those of you
Yep.
that don't know, electronics, they will eventually just stop working if they're used a lot because the heat that is coming off of them will fry various parts of the machine. Like it will melt certain things or cause things to short circuit, and it's just a given, you know. Uh, but that happens to us humans too because our brains are giant, like fleshy computers, and they
Yeah.
also are us. Like you know, uh, the brain is like the pilot, and our bodies are these giant, like meaty mechs. So, uh, so yes, you are a Gundam, or yes, you are one of the mechs from Evangelion. but you are also the pilots.
We're not the pilot.
Who don't
God,
do anything?
the not the pirates.
um,
Dead tails. Sorry.
so when your brain kind of needs to have you go to sleep so that it can kind of, go to sleep mode, like low energy, uh, the energy that you give it before you go to bed, like from dinner and all of that, it will, you know, slowly consume that energy that you have. It
Mm.
takes the various things that you've done, not only through the day, but through your life, and kind of, sorts out all the information. That's what gives us dreams. Uh, and I guess just because of the way that brains go, sometimes you end up getting a bad draw and getting nightmares. And sometimes you get an even worse draw and get some of these persistent nightmares that can last for long amounts of time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, when you wake up from a nightmare or something and you don't feel like you had any sleep at all, it's because your brain was still working in overdrive. It was still heavily processing all that information. It was pretty much playing a horror game at midnight, an actual horror game,
Well,
like one of the ones that's actually going to make you terrified. So I mean,
yeah,
not a lot
it's
of the new
it's
ones.
it's pretty frightening. I was never diagnosed, but as you know, I used to suffer with a lot of nightmares when we were younger, and it was terrible. Like I'd have dreams of like me constantly being shot or like my friends dying. I mean, I don't have those as much now.
Mm,
It's more about dreams about how much of a failure, how much of a failure I am. But we won't go down that road. But dream like nightmares suck, man. Like,
mm-hmm.
and I can't imagine having them all the time anymore, like you do. Like, it's gotta be hell. Gotta be
Well,
hell.
I mean, on the bright side, when I don't have nightmares, I tend to have like really interesting dreams. So, like,
It.
I mean, like I've told you about the one time that I dreamt I was a Power Ranger that
Mhm.
dated Rita Repulsa and lived on a train that went like a loop in an interdimensional toy store. I'm pretty sure I told you about that, right?
Yeah. Hey,
Very,
90s kid.
very interesting
Did he
dream.
just wreck your childhood?
Look, man, look. All right, when I was younger, I might have had a crush on Rita Repulsa. All right, just gonna rip that band-aid off right now.
that's fine.
Look, man, look, just something about, the look at the Rangers make my monster grow. She was just very, I don't know.
Said every 30-year-old man in the world to his wife or his girlfriend. Anyway,
I got that
uh,
reference.
you're welcome. Um, just, no, but you know, sleep can often, when you don't get enough of it. Were you done, Peter? I don't want
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
to. When you don't get enough sleep, it can often, obviously, put you in zombie mode where you're not as coherent.
Mm,
But when you have mental issues, those mental issues can sometimes be more present than they normally would be if you had sleep.
true.
For
Uh,
instance,
yeah, go ahead.
my anxiety. Like, now that I've been getting less sleep, um, and I still have to get up for work, even though I haven't been going to work uh, lately, just because I don't feel like I can do my job unless I get more than 5 hours of sleep, or like at least 5 hours, and I've been getting like 3.
Well, it's because
So,
you're not. So another thing that sleep is when your body will fill back up the pool. So you didn't get the full like 7 to 8 hours that is considered by most specialists to be the healthy amount of sleep. So you didn't get the full 7 to 8 hours of filling the pool. You got like
order.
like 4 or 5.
I'll say it like this: my minimum is 5. I
Mm.
can function on 5 hours of sleep. My maximum is 7.
Like
So,
7 to 8 is what's considered healthy by
yeah,
many specialists.
and I've been getting 3. So,
Yeah,
so 3 to 4.
that's not good.
No,
Uh,
buddy.
that is because that's pretty much just like you're functioning off of a kiddie pool when you need to have the deep end. You
I'm
know,
an adult. I need the deep end of the pool.
I mean,
God, yeah.
you can't really cannonball into a kiddie pool, can you? I mean,
I can't even swim.
you can, but your spine will be seriously fucked up.
Look, we both know that my brain is more of a hot tub, and I'm just in the hot tub.
Well, that's just
Okay.
because you like hot tubs, okay?
Yes, I do. Have you ever seen me swim? No.
I mean, bro, but you do know that if you spend a huge amount of time in a hot tub, you're going to be boiling your boys, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, anyway.
Uh, that was a beautiful thing.
Yes,
Uh,
sleep is
mm,
where our brains do all different kinds of maintenance. They refill the pool of chemicals that help you feel good throughout the day. It goes over all of the memories that you've made throughout the day, makes them into dreams. It's where, it just makes you feel more awake because your brain gets to process all of that energy that you gave it for food. It gets all the sustenance. And it just kind of, since the rest of your body isn't working at a larger capacity, it's probably able to convert more of it to energy. I think that's why when you get good sleep, you get good sleep.
or I guess for me right now, it's more my sleep is getting disrupted.
Mm-hmm.
I can go to sleep, because I can go to sleep at 11 o'clock or 11:30, which is my bedtime when on work nights,
Mm-hmm.
um, and be fine, and then I'll just wake up at 2 or 3 or 4. Just sleep. My body will be like, "Hey, let's wake up," and I'll be like, "No, let's not," and then it'll win. So, so
Traitor! You traitor! Oh, the body.
yeah, I have a new respect for you. I'll tell you
Mm.
that much.
I mean, I've been getting a better sleep schedule lately, and I think it's just mostly because since I moved here in Arizona, it's been a lot more laid back, and I've felt a lot more at ease than when I lived back in Colorado. So I think that
Uh,
kind of helps.
I miss you. Sandy misses you. Even Squidward misses you. Sorry.
Sponge, can you do us a favor?
What?
Uh,
Oh. Oh, put on his pants.
yes, put on your pants.
SpongeBob, do us all a favor. Don't mind if I do. God. Then they give him a hug. Can we please
Patrick
stop it?
Itchy.
It's God, we're kind of going off the rails today. Sorry.
There are rails.
Yes.
Mm.
But no, back to what I was saying,
Hmm.
you know, when it's disrupted, your body doesn't get, and to Cody's point, your body doesn't get the process, or it's the process is disrupted.
Hmm.
It's kind of like unplugging the computer, right? When it's downloading a file.
I mean, kind of. I would also say it's kind of like just for those of you that have had to do like long work schedules or just won't let your computer go to sleep, you'll notice that it kind of tends to run hotter and it'll kind of like glitch out a little bit or else it'll do a forced shutdown sometimes. And your brain is pretty much the same way.
Yeah.
You leave your brain running without a lot of sleep for long enough and it'll force you to dream while you're awake or it'll just straight up make you go into a coma, which is just like which is just like an uninterrupted sleep cycle while your body just performs while your brain just performs emergency maintenance. And
We
uh
don't want you guys to get to that point.
no, 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 no. Comas can lead to the end of the game. So, uh
You died. You want to reset? Sorry.
sorry, reset button's broken.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
there are no continues, Rami.
Okay. Well, see, that's
At
more what I
least
was
like
going for.
not present day things. Like I don't know. I don't personally believe in reincarnation and that kind of stuff, but if it happens it happens, but it's not going to be the same life.
I'm gonna come back as a piece of toast.
I mean, you do that, bro, but I'm warning you, even if you talk to me as a piece of toast, I'm still going to eat it.
You would eat me?
You're toast, Rami. You are the succulent burnt bread.
Okay.
You are the dough that got cooked and then someone came up with the bright idea of saying, "Let's cook it more."
Okay, but we'll get back. Hold on, folks. We'll get back to the regular topic in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Cody,
Yes.
what if I could talk and you could hear my voice
I would probably think that I would be hallucinating.
and you would still eat me?
Yes. You're bread,
Wow.
bro. You're toast.
Wow.
I would eat toast. I would add butter
Wow.
first. I would add butter. Don't worry. I'd add butter.
Oh yeah.
Probably some cinnamon. Probably a bit of cinnamon.
Is that like is that supposed to be comforting?
Bro, look, it's either I eat you or else you live a shelf life of like what, a day or two before someone finally throws you out and you'll probably get
All
eaten by
right.
crows.
All right, fine, eat me. See, these are the types of conversations to connect us to sleeping that you could have on so few hours of sleep.
I mean, I have had dreams where I've been eaten before,
Yeah,
and
me
those are
too.
the weirdest ones.
By
Jeez.
Orcus.
Oh, for me, it was anthropomorphical wolves.
And just so everybody knows, I have a fear of orcas.
Mm-hmm. Which is why we're going to go to the ocean one day.
Shut up.
Hmm?
Shut up.
Don't worry, bro. It's fine. They'll be fine. I'll introduce you to
Okay,
salmon.
well you no. No. You you keep living in fucking fantasy land with that, alright?
I will, bro. It's nice here.
Sure, the whales won't eat you.
I mean, I have more on me than you do, bro. Something tells me if they were to choose which of us to go after, it'd probably be the one that's like more round.
Or I could just say one of us. Um,
They invited me
anyway,
to the family reunion?
Je- Jesus Christ. We're sorry, guys. Um, I so
Look,
Cody.
man, the when you're a big guy, one of the first things you need to that you learn to develop, at least, you know, back in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, when bullies were everywhere, you need to develop a sense of humor so
Oh
that
no,
you
that's
could tell the jokes before the bullies could, and you either take the wind out of their sails or make them laugh so hard that they forget to bully you. That's what
that,
happens. Or
that
you make friends with the
fair.
top, or you make friends with the top bully, and any bully that bullies you will then get their ass beat by the bigger bully.
Well, usually I would just make friends with everybody, so I wouldn't get bullied.
Oh, so would I, but people would still bully me. That's how I made friends with the big bully, because I didn't try to pick fights with him or make fun of his name, and so he ended up sticking up for me.
So Cody,
Mm-hmm.
coming back to sleep. Um, you have had insomnia for longer than I.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is, is there any tips for anybody listening that you've experienced with workarounds as far as your insomnia goes? Like, what have you tried?
I've tried quite a few things. I've tried the kind of stuff that pretty much everyone. You're talking about like ways to get to sleep, right?
Yes, sir.
Or okay, so I've tried ways that everyone knows. I've tried the whole like just laying still in bed. Never worked. I've tried counting sheep. That doesn't always work. White noise can sometimes work, like having something going on softly in the background. It can kind of lull you into a bit of a sleep. Um, and then there's just also watching things that you just can't really get into, or things that you've watched enough times that they'll just kind of fade into the background. Like, I would personally watch I would watch a Ben Stein documentary, and you know who Ben Stein is, right? He's the
Is it,
he's the one that did the for dry red eyes, clear eyes is awesome. It takes
yeah, I
away the
know Ben's
dry,
died.
itchy eyes. Yeah, he's also a very smart individual. He's done a lot of different shows. Uh, he's just a really cool guy. But a lot of people say that his very monotone voice puts them to sleep, and it is a very nice voice, and it can kind of make it a bit easier to go to sleep.
Here's the
So,
same thing about Matthew McConaughey. Anyway,
oh, Matthew McConaughey.
all right.
All right, all right, all right.
Hey, he's a good guy.
I'm sure.
Anyway, I uh no, sleep is just one of those things that we need, and if, like I was saying, if we don't get it, it can make your mental health worse.
Mm-hmm.
Little little things can aggravate you. You may not have the patience that you normally would if you had gotten that full amount of sleep. Um, it can kind of just put you on autopilot because you're tired.
Yeah,
And
all of the limits that you kind of have normally are very much shortened. You know, you won't be able to deal with people as much as you would normally. You won't be able to get you'll get angrier quicker. You'll get
Zone out.
tireder quicker. Yeah, you'll zone out.
You'll zone out pretty quick.
Hmm.
Um,
The longer you
you
stay
just
awake, the more those things just keep getting depleted. I've had days where I would literally stay awake for like 2 or 3 days straight.
yep, I remember.
Mm.
Because I'd be the one to tell you get some sleep today, and you'll be like, I'll try.
Uh,
And one of the things that I've found to work though for insomnia, because I've had to just suffer through some of it,
mm.
is our one of our favorite beverages, Cody.
Coffee?
Coffee.
Mm.
Love it.
Coffee. Coffee ga kimochi.
Cody and I love,
大好きです。
love,
大好きです。
love a good old cup of Joe.
Mm. It just also
Uh,
just it feels good when you drink coffee, you know what I mean?
it
Like
really does.
it really just
Um,
when you get a nice warm cup of coffee and you're just sitting at a table, sleep is still kind of ebbing away at you and you're just holding that nice cup of joe and the scent of it just going into your nostrils and just
I mean,
it's just
I'll
nice. It's
tell you,
warm.
man. When I when I when I last week when I was very tired and I had to go to work,
Mm,
right? Um, this is back when I was getting 5 hours of sleep, so I was still functional. Um, you know, I when uh when you're tired, and I'm sure you know where I'm gonna go with this, when you sip coffee for the first time, like get that nice cup of Joe going.
mm,
Like I'll get Starbucks or I'll get Dunkin', and and there's something about that first sip of Joe because I'm very anxiety ridden
mm,
now if I don't get when I don't get sleep, right?
mm-hmm,
And once I have that first sip of cafe, I just it gives me hope. Like,
mm,
okay, in a little bit I'll be waking up here. Like,
mm,
oh, I won't be fully awake, but I'll be awake enough to do what I need to do. You know,
mm-hmm.
stupid job. I love my job.
Yeah.
um, but it's rough, man. I don't. I pity anybody that has it worse than I do. And I know the only reason I have it is, like I said, because of my addiction. So, so I and my anxiety. But no, but coffee is just great.
It is.
Um,
Uh,
whoever
it is
whoever
one.
invented it, we love you.
It is one of those things that you shouldn't have too much of, though. Like I remember the one time that I had like what 5 or 6 cups of coffee,
Yeah,
and I felt so
alive.
buzzed, bro. Like I thought that I could feel my heart like beating harder, and I felt like if I concentrated, I could feel time slow. It was kind of scary, but also I felt very alert.
Yeah, no,
I felt like a meerkat looking out for enemies.
and another thing I want to bring up. That's why it's not good to just like it's good to have workarounds for insomnia, but don't just use one workaround or use it responsibly.
Yeah.
Like for me, I will only have coffee in the morning.
Mm.
Like right when I right when I'm heading into my office for work. Um I will order my cup of coffee, I'll have my bagel sandwich and that'll start my day,
I've
you
pretty
know.
much learned just not to drink 5 cups of coffee in one sitting. So when I drink
Proud of you,
coffee,
buddy.
I'll have like 1 or 2 cups, and then I'll space it out with like a lot of water, and then sometimes when it gets to the evening, it'll be just like I kind of want a little bit more coffee, so I'll have some
So
coffee.
something besides coffee that helps too with insomnia is, at least for me,
Well, the
is
coffee doesn't help with insomnia. It's just that the caffeine helps perk you up.
yeah.
It it
Sorry.
it it uh it makes your
Well,
brain think that it's more awake than it
I
is
guess what I guess what I meant is another workaround that I've discovered to help my body try to stay asleep
awake.
awake.
That's what coffee does. Is it keeps you awake.
Cody, do you see why I'm tired now? um, I is
Oh, we've got a
showers.
real joker here.
Is showers before bed.
Yep, those definitely
Like
can help you go to sleep, especially if it's a nice
be-
warm shower. Nice warm shower or nice warm bath, it'll help.
because and for me it's not about going to sleep, it's about staying asleep, right? So um but yeah, showers help. A nice, for some people, warm
Warm milk
milk.
can help you.
I don't drink milk.
No, you
I drink
don't.
almond milk. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you can warm that up too.
That's a good idea.
It's just warm. The warm liquid just helps your body get warmed up, and like you've noticed, right, that when it's warmer, you get tired quicker.
You mean like in the summertime?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
especially the summertime here in Arizona, where it gets like freaking in the triple digits, and my body just goes, no, no, I don't want to stay awake in hell. I'll fall asleep. My body goes into bear hibernation mode when it gets warm.
Probably one of the reasons you miss home,
Well,
because we
yeah,
don't go
yeah.
into the triple digits here. But
Then again,
yeah,
I don't really miss how apparently it keeps getting more and more stuffed with people.
yeah, it's getting worse. We'll get into that later.
Or not.
But
we'll
or not.
get into it
But
after we're done recording this.
that's what I mean. Yeah. Um. But yeah, just having enough sleep. Being able to refuel the pool or refill the pool.
Mm,
You know, whether that's through coffee, showers, you know, or just being able to go to sleep. And if you're able to go to sleep and you don't have insomnia, God bless you.
mm.
Um, but
I don't
it's
recommend.
terrible.
1 out of
It's
10 do
terrible.
not recommend.
It's terrible. I feel like I'm closer to you now because I understand what you went through all those years.
So you're saying we're like brothers, but closer.
Yeah, yeah. We more SpongeBob references.
Mm,
I'm so glad I did this episode. I'm tired.
mm.
I'm tired right now, but here I am.
I mean, even on your high end of sleep, you're getting less than the recommended amount, bro.
You know.
Like,
Well, and if it gets too bad, guys, you need to go see your doctor.
mm-hmm.
Now,
Al-
I've talked to my doctor, and he does not want to put me on sleeping pills. So
Also, I do just have to say there is such a thing as too much sleep as well. Like, I have various reasons why sometimes my body will just like have me end up sleeping for 12 plus hours. And I've even had times where I've slept an entire day away.
this is
And
true.
just like whenever I wake up from those kind of things, I'm always in a huge fog. Like,
Brain fog.
dude, it's terrible.
Oh
It's
no,
like,
I
already in the mornings, my brain is already on slow startup. But like when it's that, it's even more. It's like slow startup while you're in a swamp. It's bad.
Yeah, and some good things about brain fog, or some good things to help with brain fog are, you know, playing video. For me, it's I turn on the TV right away when I wake up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like just to get, just to be like, good morning, let's wake up here. For you, and I know this because you were doing it the other day when we were texting.
Mm-hmm.
You played video games,
Yep.
right? Like
I
you
play
get a
video
you'll get a game
games,
going.
or I will get in the shower, or I'll even
Food is a
have
big one.
a thing of yeah, food helps, especially if it's like 12 to 24 hours because your body severely needs the nutrition, and so that's gonna help.
My favorite thing about, like, and I'm not making fun of you, I'm just poking fun,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
is when I've talked to you after you've um slept for so many hours,
Mm-hmm.
you'll be like, "What day is it?" I'll be like, "Oh, it's Thursday." And you're like, "What?" And I'll be like, "Yes, buddy, it's Thursday." And you'll be like, "I slept the whole day, Robbie." And I'll be like, "Well, welcome to day number 5."
Well,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's more than just that, because for those of you that kind of deal with insomnia or sleep related stuff, days can just kind of blend together. Even if you don't deal with that kind of stuff, if you are kind of a hermit like I am, or like a hikikomori, or anything that just like stays in your room or house and doesn't do a lot of stuff, then you kind of know the days just kind of blend together. Days kind of lose meaning, and like day and night, when you don't see the sun or the moon through your window because you have it blocked, so that you don't have to have all the shadows on your TV when you're playing games or watching movies or any of that kind of stuff. It just kind of, they lose meaning, they blend together, and you could think that it's Monday when it's Friday. It just a lot of stuff like that.
It just it's and for those who are listening, who are like my spouse, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my sister, my wife, my husband, my brother. For those who have a loved ones that are dealing with it, don't reprimand them for this, and don't get upset with them because they're just trying to fucking figure out what's going on, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And as we've said in previous episodes, you yelling at them or you chastising them, it's not gonna help shit, right?
Not. It'll sometimes make things go worse. It might make them get further into their shell, or even worse things.
Or just bitch you out and hang up the phone.
Yeah, you could do that too.
You've done that to me. Um,
Just remember, patience. It's a thing.
just remember patience, compassion.
Mm-hmm.
I've said this like 3 times in previous episodes. It goes a long way, and the
Be
more you do
kind.
that,
Rewind.
the more you do that, the more that person knows that you can be one of their nets.
Mm-hmm.
Right? See what I did there, Brad?
Yep.
Brad Fulser. Yeah. Well, any as we kind of wrap up, because I imagine we're we're coming to the end of this. Any final thoughts?
Hmm. Final thoughts.
It's not fact time yet, but final thoughts.
Oh, okay. Well, final thoughts. Sleep is good.
It is. I wish I could. I wish I could get more of it right now. But um, please help me. No, I'm just kidding. I and sleep is good.
Rami,
Too much of it.
Rami, I would help you out, but I don't have my beaver tail anymore, so I can't just knock you out.
Oh,
That's a joke, people. That's also a joke.
yeah. No,
I don't use acts of violence. I don't like real life violence.
liar. No, no, he's kidding, guys. Um, but just just remember, if you're struggling like I am, or like Cody is, but is somewhat better,
It's because I've dealt with it
just
longer.
it doesn't matter. Um, just remember, it's gonna get better at some point.
Hmm.
Okay, it sucks right now, and believe me, I can tell you from 4 months of dealing with it, it sucks.
Mm.
And I would give anything just to sleep.
I
But
mean, I could tell them after nearly 20 years of dealing with it that it sucks.
okay,
I think my
well,
first dreams that started making me stay up late like happened when I was like 16 or 17, and I'm 33 now. So,
wow, you're
almost 20 years.
you're the same age
16,
as Jesus.
27. You mean the same age as Jesus when he got crucified and all that? Yeah, yeah. Um, Thanks for putting that in my head, bro.
You're welcome.
What I learned in
Um,
boating school today is.
yeah, that's my brain right now. I but just remember, if you're dealing with insomnia, we are with you. We know what you're going through. We sympathize with you guys. We love you guys, and it'll get better. It may
Mm-hmm.
not seem like it now, but it'll get better. You gotta learn, like everything else. You just gotta learn how to manage it. And if not, go to your families, go to your doctors, go to go to whoever you can to get some support. Right,
Mm-hmm.
Cody?
Yep. Doctors are there to help. People are usually there to help. Remember to, um, when it comes to people, at least think that they have the best interests, your best interests, but always remember to also keep an eye out for yourself because there are people that will just spread misinformation and that kind of stuff.
And tell anybody that you come in contact with, hey, I'm dealing with a limited amount of sleep.
Mm.
I'm not on top of my game, right? Because again, communication, going back to our first episode, communication with any sort of psychological disorders or like sleeping disorders, communication in general is just good. Like
Mm-hmm.
nobody can know what you're going through unless you tell them.
Yep. You tell them,
So
and then they'll be able to prepare for it. It all works out.
it all works out in the end, you hope.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, weird fact time. Go for it.
Okay, did you know that there are so many different microscopic animals and biological organisms that make up the human body that we are mostly that than human?
Wow.
Yeah.
After we get done recording, I'm gonna go tell my parents what I learned. See what they say. Um,
Uh, is fun. Fun fact time is fun, isn't
It is when you're on 4 hours
it?
sleep.
All right.
Well, I
Remember,
guess,
everyone, you are wanted, you are loved, you are worth it, and I guess screw the haters.
and not to mention, we love you.
Mm.
All right. Well, I guess on that note, he's Cody.
And he is Rami. Good night,
See you
everybody.
guys next week.
I'm gonna play it again, Rami. You can't stop me.